Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is August 17th, and it is time for the market overview. We'll be looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, XOI, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. Well, what is there to say about today other than it was mostly a disappointment, and we had kind of a decent-sized range today, all the way from the extremes of looking very strong to looking very bad and barely closing in the green. So at least it closed in the green. That's something, but I mean, 4 points, nothing to write home about. We almost got to the uptick target from 4 days ago. I mean, just a hair away, but it didn't do it. It just did not do it. It's not to say that it can't do it over the next couple of days, but our 4 days have passed, and so that one is done. Beyond that, we do have some positive developments. You can see the middle Bollinger Band line is now almost at the bottom of the short-term moving averages. If it is able to get there, it should help lift it. CCI getting up to neutral 0. Stochastic is high. This is a fast stochastic, not the slow stochastic. Actually, I'm going to change that. Okay, I switched that to the slow stochastic, and while the fast is high, the slow is right in the middle range. You can see that, and that's not to actually, I'm going to change this too. There, now it's fair. Alright, so fast stochastic is high, slow stochastic right in the middle, and 14-day RSI moving average low. Low, into overbought territory, and we're waiting for it to turn. We've been waiting for it to turn for a couple days, and you know, it takes time for it to do it, and so we'll just wait for that. RSI getting a side tick, and MACD histogram ticking up once again. We are so close to the bullish cross if we're going to get it. And with this indecision candle today, who knows if we're going to get it. Now, we have some bad, not so encouraging chart for the bulls, which was 60-minute time frame. Talked about it coming up, coming through, going back for a kiss, and seeing if it bounced off. Well, it didn't bounce off. It went back into the bar as it is collapsing. You can see the middle Bollinger Band line right in the middle of all of it. There is very little left of the bar, so at the moment it appears to be devolving into a double flat line on the Dow, which is not encouraging. Stochastic bearish cross. Histogram actually a very slight uptick. RSI clicking down. RSI 14-day moving average clicking down. Fast and slow stochastic clicking up, along with the CCI. Very mixed picture, and this is going to be able to go either way very rapidly if we devolve into a double flat line, which we do not care for. SPX is going to be more of the same. Indecision candle, middle Bollinger Band going towards the bottom of the short-term moving averages. RSI 14-day moving average very low. Stochastic, slow stochastic ticking up, side tick on fast, uptick on CCI, uptick on MACD, and histogram. Same thing in the 60 minutes, so I won't do that a second time. Looks like it's devolving into a double flat line. So really, the daily time frame looks very promising, and once you start getting into the shorter term time frames, it starts to look more like a mess. So that's what we have to work with, unfortunately. The VIX. Now here we have some good news possibly for the bulls, which is although we didn't get much in the way of development in the Dow and the S&P, You can see on the short-term moving averages with Guppy that we're having more crossover. We did end up with a essentially a spinning top today, indecision candle, but we do have more crossover, signaling that the potential for down move is increasing. Middle Bollinger Band very, very close to being over the short-term moving averages. CCI getting down to the neutral 0. Waiting for the RSI 14-day moving average to start going down. Fast stochastic low, slow stochastic right in the middle. RSI itself getting a slight downtick. Ah, look at this. Here's the important thing. We're getting the cross today with the MACD. MACD histogram going into negative territory. So, is this going to be able to continue down? We're going to need more data, but this is very encouraging. The daily for bulls looks very nice at the moment. When you get into the 60-minute, it also looks more encouraging than the Dow and the SPX, with it breaking through the bullish bar, collapsing the long-term moving averages. You'll notice that we are not in the long-term moving averages. It is bumping against it, and it is sloping down. Secondaries, the MACD is low, histogram getting a slight downtick, RSI at neutral, 14-day RSI moving average getting a slight uptick, fast and slow stochastic clicking down along with the CCI. So, at least the VIX at this moment does seem to make sense, even though we have an indecision candle. It certainly is a slanted bearish for the VIX. XOI, inverse hammer, not a good sign. Very similar to the Dow and SPX. However, our secondaries do look promising. We almost have the crossover on the MACD, uptick on the histogram, uptick on RSI, RSI moving average very low, uptick on the slow stochastic, fast stochastic is maintaining its high, CCI clicking up to 0. So, boy, you can make a argument for either side right now. It's very, very interesting. TNA, man, what a lagger this has been. And we were saying yesterday how we were getting some crossover, and then all of a sudden we get a little star and it clicks down, and now we have a slight click up again, but this is not clear whatsoever. We should have more crossover to the upside, giving us a signal that it is going to consolidate for fixing this bubble, and we're not getting that. Middle Bollinger Band has farther to go than the Dow and the SPX, but the secondaries do look very promising on the daily. I mean, almost to the crossover of the MACD histogram ticking up, RSI getting right at the 30 still, out of oversold, RSI moving average still very low, stochastic and slow and fast ticking up along with the CCI. This one is more ugly on the 60-minute than the SPX and the Dow. And this one certainly looks like it's going into a double flatline. The long-term bar is still collapsing, but look at it. It is just it's just ugly. I do not like double flatlines. Look how the Bollinger Bands are just squeezed, and it's going to pop out of it. You know, pure and simple. We have very mixed secondaries. Both stochastics clicking up, RSI moving average clicking down, CCI clicking up, RSI clicking down, MACD clicking down, MACD histogram clicking up. And once you have a double flatline, it's all of these kind of go out the window as they're just a big whipsaw. Ugly. So, not attractive. UUP exited the lower Bollinger Band, came back up, and exited it, which is nice. Short-term moving averages sloping down, middle Bollinger Band above them should make for a more difficult going for it to pop back up, and all of our secondaries are clicking down. So this certainly looks bearish at the moment from a momentum standpoint, but we are almost sitting on the lower Bollinger Band. Whether or not it's able to push it down is debatable, but you know, historically we are close to the bottom. So should we find some resistance here? It certainly looks like it. I mean, if you look at the line from the real body here, the shadow touched it today and bounced off of it. So are we going to make a new low? We're going to have to see. FXE came out of the flatline long-term moving averages. It's getting expansion. It went outside of the upper Bollinger Band, came back to get out of it, and everything is clicking up. From a momentum standpoint, this does look bullish. And now one thing to keep in mind is we have a high, lower high, lower high, slightly lower high, slightly lower high if this is a high. Now if it breaks some of these, that will be very bullish. And we're going to have to wait and see. Oh boy. GLD, our second VIX, almost a hammer. And the short-term moving averages do look pretty uniform. There is a little bit of excessive separation in part of it. The middle Bollinger Band is below it, and everything is clicking up with the exception of the MACD histogram and the CCI. The MACD histogram actually almost being a divergence. If we get a slightly higher tick tomorrow and a lower tick on the histogram, or even a slightly higher uptick, we could have a divergence, negative divergence in the daily time frame on gold, along with several other things: RSI, the stochastic, the CCI. So very interesting. I mean, this is just a wild ride on gold. I have no idea when it's going to come to a stop because everyone just keeps buying it, but at some point the music's going to stop and there isn't going to be enough chairs for everybody, but who knows when that's going to be. Silver, also almost a hammer, maybe a miniature hammer. You'll notice that the middle Bollinger Band is below all of the short-term moving averages, and except for the 14-day RSI moving average, everything is ticking up. So, man, what a mixed bag we have. And I certainly wish that we had a higher move on the down, the SPX, just to get the short-term moving averages moving upwards in a more dramatic fashion. But we have what we have, and boy, it's just like watching paint dry these last couple of days. And there you have it. There is the market overview for tonight. I wish I had more for you, but that is it. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.